Hello, good morning. My name is Chris Ramirez, meteorologist. We are expecting those conditions to, that started off really awkward, but hey, we are starting off with mostly calm conditions here across the area. Severe weather threat will be increasing across the area as we get closer towards the 3 to 4 p.m. hours. Just keep in mind that we will see that tornado and large hail threat be north of the I-10 corridor. So right now we're looking mostly cloudy with those conditions in the upper 70s, mostly cloudy skies expected. However, we're really going to have to pay attention to see if we're going to get some breaks in cloud cover, because if that sun peeks through and warms those temperatures up, it's going to feel some storm activity. The Storm Prediction Center is giving areas from Houston to Huntsville under an enhanced risk for severe weather. That is a level 3 out of 5, and we very well could see some storms that pack a punch with some large hail and some possible tornadoes. So if you see this hatched area, just keep in mind that we do have an elevated hail threat with any storm that does flare up across the area. So there's also an increased tornadic threat for today that does include areas from Liberty, Livingston, Crockett, Huntsville, areas northeast of the Houston area, and into portions of East Texas. And we're really going to have to keep an eye on those storms as we head into this afternoon once we get to the warmer parts of the day. So also that hail threat in place for much of southeast Texas. Also, a tornado watch is in effect for areas northwest of our area. This does not include any counties in our coverage area, but we are watching this really closely, because if we do see storms that will flare up in or around that area, they could add some more counties to this tornado watch as we head throughout the afternoon hours. This is all thanks to a low pressure system that is approaching from the west that is causing a dip in the jet stream. And usually when we have a split in that jet stream like we're seeing, that's where we usually see some of those storms to flare up. So as that low pressure system moves closer towards Texas throughout the rest of our day, it is really going to cause more of that dip in that jet stream and causing to feel those storms as we head into those overnight hours. So right now we are looking quiet across the Houston area. We started off with some storms, but we're really going to have to pay attention to those storms that are to the north of the city. Along the I-45 corridor, there are storms that are fairly strong, has a lot of lightning involved with those storms, and as that low pressure system moves in to Texas out towards the west, we will see some of the storm activity move southward, and it's going to be interesting to note how far south they're going to be arriving. So Futurecast showing those storms flaring up around the 4 o'clock to 5 p.m. hour. Even though that you do see isolated storms in nature from the Woodlands to Huntsville, we very well could see that storm threat start increasing for us here. So it is not going to take much for those storms to pack a punch and become severe as we head into the afternoon. So between the hours of 2, 3 p.m., 4 to 5 p.m., mainly around 7 p.m. is when we're going to expect to see that severe threat start increasing for areas north of the I-10 corridors, north of downtown Houston. And then that's going to be our first wave. Our next wave, our final wave of bad weather, is going to be arriving in the early hours of Wednesday. So Wednesday morning around 3 a.m., we are expecting widespread storms across southeast Texas. This could produce some damaging winds as well as some heavy rain. We could see some possible spin-ups with these storms as we head closer towards the early morning hours. So if you are heading out to work in those early morning hours, you want to maybe give yourself enough time to make it to your destination, because it's looking like we're going to see a rather messy morning going into tomorrow. That's Wednesday morning. And then by Wednesday, 9 a.m., even 11 p.m., we are expecting clearing. Sunny skies expected to make its return here across southeast Texas, and we are going to definitely deal with those conditions, mostly pleasant towards the end of our work week. So we're going to have a break in this active weather pattern in this cloud cover as we head into the next few days. And of course, if you're just now joining me here on our live stream, we are tracking the possibility of some strong storms that very well, that severe weather threat that could be in place for portions of north of the Houston area for this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and go through this one more time. That severe weather risk will be increasing from 3 to 7 p.m. I know that says 3 to 7 a.m. It meant to say 3 to 7 p.m. Right now, 78 degrees. We're seeing that cloud cover, seeing some peaks of sunshine. We're very quiet right now. We're not dealing with those rain chances right now, but just keep in mind that the Storm Prediction Center keeping that that threat from Houston to Huntsville. It's going to be under an enhanced risk for severe weather. That is a 3 out of 5, and we do have a tornado and hail threat with any storm that does flare up, especially northeast of Houston. So any storm that makes it into Liberty, Livingston, Huntsville, Crockett, rocket might have the possibility to get some fuel and definitely throw out some tornadoes with that as we head into the afternoon. So hail threat definitely elevated across the area as well. They are including counties to the northwest of the Houston area under a tornado watch that expires at 5 p.m. Depending on how the situation plays out this afternoon, they very well may add more counties to that tornado watch, those watches. So right now, that low pressure system moving in from the west, this is really the cause of our unstable atmosphere. We have that jet stream that's dipping far south, and when we usually have a split in that jet stream, that usually provides the perfect environment for stronger storms. And once this low pressure system continues its track in towards Texas, it's going to cause those storms that you see north of the Houston area, even along the I-45 corridor. It's going to cause those to move southward as we head into those afternoon hours. I'm going to go ahead and talk about our Futurecast as we go throughout the warmer parts of the day. 4 to 5 p.m. very well could see some isolated storms that become severe from the Woodlands to Huntsville, Livingston. The threat primarily north of the I-10 corridor, so North Houston, Huntsville, Livingston, Bryan, under the gun for severe weather later on this afternoon. And then we do have that potential when we head into Wednesday morning. That's going to be our final round of severe weather heading into the early hours of Wednesday. We could very well see widespread rain, lots of lightning and thunder, as well as some straight damaging winds with these storms as that low pressure system continues its track through southeast Texas. The good news, the weather will definitely improve by the end of our work week, expecting sunny skies. Highs in the low 80s, lows in the 50s, and we are also expecting a rather warm weekend. But the good news is that we're going to see that sun finally make its return as we head into Thursday and Friday. And as always, of course, I'll have the latest weather update on the KHOU 11 newscast on at 12 p.m. And you can also catch David Paul, Chief Meteorologist David Paul, and Meteorologist Pat Kavlin tonight at 4, 6, and 10.